BB and Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Okay, we actually got a lot to talk about. Okay, first, I just want to add this much. As far as with the Pras conversation that we're having, I actually had one of you guys hit me up, and you was like, "Yo, we got to cover the Pras." I said, "Pras is interesting." I was dropping a little bit of information on the Pras. Maybe we should have went down there. Maybe that would have been beneficial. Imagine if we was in the courtroom when all of this was happening. That would have definitely have been beneficial. I should have. I forgot who was the person that sent it to me, so that's why I'm not saying your name. But I should definitely have taken the advice that you was trying to give, and I appreciate you, my brother. That's a fact. With that being said, we're going to be discussing Pras today. We're going to be discussing a couple of other things also. I just want to get right into it. Why not, right? So, okay, shout out to She's So Lextra. Shout out to She's So Lextra. Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, for everybody that don't know, he had been sick. He came down with like a stroke or something or other. He's recovering at home now. They said that he couldn't speak, or he was sleep or in some sort of a coma for a couple of days. He wasn't able to anyway, he's back at home now after the health scare. So, let's hope that he recovers quickly and well. Also, before we even go any further, Tank Davis. Okay, so I did not watch the fight, but I will say this real quick. Last fight that Tank had before this one. So I'm talking to a couple of individuals while the fight is going on, and there's a couple of things that we pointed out. So without actually having seen this specific fight, I'm gonna explain something to you in which why usually when you see a 120 something pound fighter and 100, like in 100, I think they had 130, whatever, something along those lines, 130 something. Are they I know they're not at 147. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So one of the things that you have to understand is sometimes the shorter fighter actually has the advantage. We haven't seen many heavyweights use this to their advantage other than maybe Tyson. As you used to see when the Tyson fights, he was doing this thing called the dipsy roll, which is basically when you're coming in, but you're doing the dipsy roll, and it used to make it difficult for taller boxers to actually land contact on him and allow for him to close the distance. So I'm saying all that to say I have not seen this fight, right? I saw a clip here and a clip there, but I would definitely say the shorter fighters sometimes, because of just the way that leverage works, can usually land some powerful punches. So I did hear that it was a body shot that made him go down to one knee. It just sounds plausible. I think people was making fun of Ryan Garcia over this, and is that like this is real shit. Anyway, before we get to Pras real quick, there was a fire at Disneyland. There was a massive fire during like a live performance. So this is the question that I have. I don't think anybody was hurt. I didn't hear about anybody being injured, but I just want to point something out. So this is a massive fire going on. Massive fire, right? I don't think that's a massive fire. I think shit just burned down. I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration. But the point at which I'm trying to make is there going to be like an investigation to be found out why did this happen and why those people were, quite possibly could have been injured or hurt? I want to know this. This is Disneyland, by the way. This is California, not Miami. I mean, not Florida. So I'm just curious because if this happened at some other event, there'd be all types of they'd be doing all types of different investigations trying to find out who should be getting fired and who should be getting sued. I'm just saying this is generally how everything goes. Anyway, let's get to our actual topic of the day. Let's get to our actual topic of the day. Yo, just imagine if that shit happened in the hood, fam. Then all of a sudden, something was burning down. People going to jail that night. Where the lies at, fam? That night, somebody going to jail. Tell me where the lie at, though. Anyway, Pras admits that he was an informant for the FBI. He's facing up to 22 years in jail. A couple of things that I want to say real quick. I'm assuming that he gave a plea. I'm not 100% on that. Let's just go look into that real quick. Right? Okay. As a direct result of the songwriter declining the plea deal, I'm gonna make this a little bit larger for y'all. As a direct result of the songwriter declining the plea deal, Pras was then issued a superseding indictment that added 8 more criminal charges, including bank fraud, concealment of material facts, witness tampering, violating the Foreign Agents Registration Act, FARA, and working as an unregistered agent of the okay, real quick, a couple of things that I want to say before we go any further. Okay, so remember how when we was discussing the Casanova 2 times case, when we was discussing the Casanova 2 times case, hold on. I need you to see where I'm going with this real quick. Remember when we was discussing the Casanova 2 times case, and I told y'all, I said, yo, look, they offered Casanova something. I said, if he doesn't take this thing that they just offered him, what they're gonna do is they're gonna go find more crimes that they already have ready to throw at him. What you have to understand is when you're at a certain level of the pyramid of criminality, when you're at a certain level of the pyramid of criminality, what happens is there's a ton of other crimes that they could just say you're associated with, even though you might not have any actual association with it, other than just the physical presence, other than your physical proximity to when it happened, or just the ability to have had knowledge of something. So now they can say, even though you weren't the one acting on it, you had knowledge of it and you didn't prevent it from happening. So therefore, we're saying that you're an accomplice. So there are many other crimes that they can add you to. They just come with they don't want to, in their attempt to try to get you to work with them, the first thing they do is charge you with the crimes that they can most easily remove. Is that fair? So they want to get you to work with them. So they charge you with some crimes. These crimes that they charged you with can be more easily removed. Like if you decide to work with us, these are the charges that we can make disappear the easiest. These are the ones that we least have to be concerned with. Whereas if we charge you with some of these other things, it's going to be so much harder for us to conceal those crimes and the fact that you actually helped us without us just coming flat out saying, well, we dropped those charges because he snitched. Do you get it? So those are why they charge you with specific crimes in the beginning, because those crimes, they can get rid of them bitches. Pardon my language. Too early in the morning for that. Those crimes, they can get rid of that. With that also reminded me, now I got to go hit a switch real quick. There's a thing I got to do during every show. Sometimes I forget. So I say all that to say this. When I look at the wording that they have right here in this jump off, as a direct result of the songwriter declining the plea deal, they gave him some charges that they could make disappear. Then they offered him a plea deal that was going to help him be on the other side of those charges. He declined that. Pras was then issued a superseding indictment. Now, also, could I say something real quick? Also, could I say something real quick? We also was looking at the what's this dude name? Fetty Wap situation, correct? In the Fetty Wap situation, all of his homeboys got hit with a RICO charge. Fetty Wap is not in the RICO. So as a direct result of the songwriter declining the plea deal, Pras was then issued a superseding indictment that added 8 more criminal charges, including bank fraud and concealment of material facts. Okay, so hold on. What was I just talking to y'all about? When sometimes they can just charge you with things because of your proximity to a situation, not necessarily that you was involved with them. Concealment of material facts, witness tampering, violating the Foreign Agents Registration Act, FARA, and working as an unregistered agent of. What up, Brooklyn Rose? What up, Shaheem? So hold on. Let's see what else is going on with Pras real quick before we move on to what else we got to talk about. But look, I'm just pointing out these things because these are other points in history where I've told you that this is how the court system works. You understand? Believe me, I know there's a ton of people out there trying to tell you I don't know what I'm talking about, fam. They lying to you. They just don't want you to know how it works. Because if I already know how it works and they're lying to you, that means they know I'm telling the truth. They want to be able to get the information in which I'm giving out, apply it to their lives, and trick you into thinking that the information that I'm giving out is incorrect. So you can apply it to your life. Understand what's actually going on. What up, Rule? Don't nobody see them dots, Jones? Understand what's actually going on. They're applying the shit that I'm saying to their life, man. They're just tricking you into thinking that I don't know what I'm talking about. So you can't apply it to your life. Don't get this shit confused. So I mentioned those other times to show you that this is something that I've consistently said, and once again, I've been proven correct. I think this is from this Vibe article. Let's look at it real quick. Yeah. So he was also working as an unregistered agent of the People's Republic of China. So he was doing all of these things. This is what your man was up to. This is what your man was up to, fam. I got a thing I'm about to say about this in a minute. Give me a second. Let me back up. I gotta get this I left the it was having problems over here. And look, it's still out loud in any regard. Fan, what up, Ganju? How you doing, my brother? Salute. Look, fan, I've done said so much this morning. I can't even look, man. You do what you want with my information. That's all I can say. With that being said, look. So basically, just so we can be clear, let me enlarge this real quick for you so everybody can see once again. As a direct result of the songwriter declining the plea deal, fam. Hold on, do they talk about the plea deal up here real quick? Hold on. We're gonna move off of that. We're gonna stay on what we on. As a direct result of the songwriter declining the plea deal, Pras was then issued a superseding indictment that added 8 more criminal charges. This is what I keep telling y'all is gonna happen. Every single time I tell y'all that this is gonna happen. This has happened consistently. That's how I could tell y'all who they want and who they don't want. It's not hard to tell. When they jump right out of the gate and they issuing charges that's bananas, they want that person, fam. That is the person they want. Now that doesn't go for every time, but I think I've been consistently correct enough to know what I'm talking about in any regard, including bank fraud. He's not gonna be able to get out of that shit. That because they could just play with the numbers any old way. They could make any of us look like we're doing bank fraud, fam. Tell me where the lie at. You be in jail for so long trying to figure out how you not doing fucking bank fraud. Gooch says, Ganju said Gooch. Ganju says, Asian dude left Pras holding the bag. That's a fact. I'm gonna invite you up here in a second, fam. Let me just get through this real quick. If you free, I would love to have you pull up. So hold on, real quick. They added 8 more charges. Like I told y'all happened. That shit happened to Casanova. Tell me where I'm wrong at. Tell me where I'm wrong at, though. You could say I don't know what I'm talking about all the whole time, but tell me where I'm wrong. Concealment of material facts. Once again, often you can get in trouble for some shit just because of your proximity to it. They could just say, but you knew that it was a thing and you didn't tell nobody. Accomplice, witness tampering. That could be literally just somebody saying that they felt like you was pressuring them into not doing the thing. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that he didn't do any of these things. What I am saying is that some of these things are easy to argue against in court, and it's just they just putting it here to make them look bad. And some of these things is just shit that you could just pretend the person is doing, and they're not actually doing it, fam. Hold on. Violating the Foreign Agents Registration Act. That's where he's busted at. That's where he's done at. I promise you, the reason why they're gonna say that they can get all of those other things to stick is because they're gonna try to prove him to be an unregistered agent of the People's Republic of China. That's all they're gonna need to do. Once they prove that right there, then they're gonna be able to say, well, this kinda now looks funny, when a minute ago it looked just fine. Anyway, dude, this is what they doing with Pras, fam. Yo, why do y'all keep thinking these rappers ain't snitches? Because they be acting and work a certain way? Because they be outside, right? You be like, yo, he can't be a snitch, he outside. How the hell else you think he gonna snitch, nigga? He can't snitch on you, part of my language. He can't snitch on you if he ain't outside. All the snitches gotta be outside, fam. Stop letting them trick you. How you gonna be a snitch and you ain't outside? You don't see nothing that's happening. Tell me where I'm wrong. You have to see the stuff that's going on. So why does everybody assume that all of these rappers, and I told y'all before, I'm not blowing nobody's spot up. I'm not telling on nobody. I'm not going to get nobody in trouble. But to me, it's not hard to tell which rappers is snitches, fam. Pras, who was his homeboy that went to jail forever and then got deported? Who was Pras's man that went to jail forever and got deported? Everybody forget that happened, right? Who was Pras's man that went to jail forever and then got deported? Who? What was his name? Anybody remember this guy's name? John Degliago? I don't know what the guy's name was. I forgot. I think he had like one dope verse, and then other than that, it was like, okay, whatever you doing, homie. But what was dude's name? I forget, fam. John Degliago. I don't know what this guy's name was, fam. John Forte. Boom. There you go. Remember John Forte? Hold on. Oh, Dawn. I don't know why I was thinking Deglia. I don't even think that's a name, fam. Hold on. Yeah, John Forte, right? That guy. Hold on. Did he go to jail? He was sentenced to a mandatory minimum of 14 years and incarcerated. Hey, he went to jail. You know what he went to jail from? Wasn't he? Didn't he go to jail for import? And he came over on the plane with some drugs or some shit. Who pardoned him? Did he get deported? I think he got deported, fam. I don't know. Hold on. Did he get deported? He was supposed to get deported. Somebody just said he got pardoned. So if he got pardoned and he ain't get deported, I'm assuming. But he was supposed to get deported, fam. That was his charge was, I think, if he ever made it out of jail, he was supposed to get deported, fam. But somebody say he got pardoned. So I don't know. Yeah, he got caught. Hold on. Pras, did you have something to do with that? I'm just saying. Yo, we're gonna be right back. Give me 2 seconds. We'll be right back. I'm just saying, Pras, did you have something to do with that over the years? All of us wants to know, all of the peoples. Fucking Pras, man. Ow! Be right back. Hey, what's up, y'all? Hold on. He says, I think Obama pardoned him. Ain't that crazy? Hold on, fam. Obama pardoned him? Obama pardoned him? Obama pardoned him? Oh, fam. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm sorry about that, young Earl. Anybody that's not getting notifications, join the green team. That's the best advice I could give you. If you join the green team, they ain't got a choice. You feel me? So anybody not getting notifications, join the green team. They ain't got a choice. I don't know if they have a choice or not. I'm just trying to get some of y'all to join the green team. But I'm assuming that you got to get a notification if you're a part of the green team, right? Also, you can turn your notifications off and then back on again. That sometimes helps. With that being said, but just join the green team, everybody. Everybody should be joining the green team in any regard. I'm gonna put the link down here. Anybody that want to pull up and talk about this could come up here and talk about it with me. Fam, how did John Forte go to jail, Pras? We want to know. Oh man, fam. We want to know, fam. John Forte, he had a little swag back there for a minute. Like, what's good, fam? Were you mad because you was the weakest rapper in the Were you mad? He had that one real good song, though. Pras had that one good song where I think they was like Staying Alive or some shit like that. He had one good song. It was really good. I liked it. You know what, Pras? You just a snitch. I'm not gonna talk about your music. With that being said, also, what could I say? What do I keep telling y'all? Hold on, stop. What do I keep telling y'all? I say, yo, look, check this out. Y'all always mad at the snitch. The snitch is the dude that get caught and then tell. But up until that point, he might not have been telling. Y'all niggas need to be more concerned with the niggas that be the plant. The mofo that he already worked for the government. He pulling up on you trying to give you bad ideas on purpose. He pulling up on you trying to convince you to do crimes and tell him about said crimes so he could go do his job. Y'all not worried about that guy. You want to know why? Because that's the guy that comes and do all of the crazy dangerous shit. That's the dude that he's the most solid. He's the dude that's always trying to put down everybody else, or he funny and y'all love him. But what is he really doing? Earning your friendship. Why? Because he gonna convince you to go be a part of some shit that he's just, he might be there, he might not, don't matter. He gonna get forgiven. But he gonna convince you to go do some shit that could get you caught up. More and then more. But I love these niggas. The plant, way more dangerous than the snitch, man. And plants hate snitches because that's how they get in. All they got to do is, oh no, they making fun of Tekashi all day. Whole time he a whole plant. Whole time he just had dinner with Tekashi 2 nights ago. Whole time. Anyway, it is what it is. Y'all niggas do what y'all do. I'm just gonna be over here. Also saying, don't commit crimes. You don't know who you committing the crime with, man. So don't commit the crime. Save yourself and the people who love you and the people who you love a lot of sleepless nights. A lot of sleepless nights. Just don't do the crime. Think about it like this. If you are somewhere where everybody else wants to do crime and you're the only one that don't want to do crime, that means that you you are a commodity. Anyway. Back on this whole Pras thing. I want to say something and I want to be clear about this. So Pras he's admitted to being a federal informant, correct? Also, in addition to that, he was working for the freaking Chinese government, correct? So what are you really saying? I'm going to repeat this again. So I'm going to repeat this again. Listen. So you're saying that Pras admits to being a federal informant, correct? And at the same time, you're telling us that he also used to work for the Chinese government. Are we paying attention, or do y'all need me to say it just outright? Anybody in here? Anybody paying attention, or y'all need me to just say it? Because I'll just say it. I'll just say it. This nigga was a whole double agent, fam. We're literally looking at a trial that has to deal with world politics. This nigga's a whole double agent. They're accusing this nigga of being a double agent, fam. Shout out to D Block. Yeah, they're accusing this man of being a double agent, fam. I'll say it again after me saying that out loud and you hearing me say that for all the people that think what I'm saying is crazy. They're saying that he admitted to being a federal informant. And also, just so we can be clear, one of the things that they're mad at him about is being giving information to China, being an agent of China, agent of China. So, what in the hell is really going on down there? I'm just asking. I made the John Forte jokes. I got that out the way so we can get to this part. What the hell was really going on down there? Dude, they're saying he was an agent of China, but they're really saying he was a government agent himself. Because look, we all know that they can't just admit that they have people going around the world doing dangerous, crazy shit and spying on niggas. You know they can't admit to that shit, right? Am I wrong to think that? Or is that something that the government could just say, yo, look, Pras was a spy for us, but he was really spying for them, right? They can't say that, right? I'm assuming. I'm not saying he was one, fam. I'm just saying this is what they're accusing him of being. This is what they're accusing him of being. They're accusing him of being an agent for China and a government agent, fam. So I want to know who he was snitching on, though. Because if he's busy doing business with China, I don't think they would have him snitching on niggas in the street. That don't even make sense. So is he snitching on other governments? And now the government is throwing him under the bus? And he busy trying to tell you, no, I work for the government. That's why he said, I've been a government and federal informant. I don't know, man. I think people don't be. I'm gonna tell you what it is. All right, so hold on, pay attention. Rue Jones. I don't know if this is racist or not, man. Oh man. First, I have a niece who actually speaks Mandarin. So there's nothing wrong with learning different languages. And there used to be this lady at the Chinese food restaurant that used to always try to teach me a little bit of Mandarin also, apparently. And I didn't know at the time. Her name was Mai. She was chunky too. She was a cutie. Anyway, any regard. So it's the moment that you realize, yo, she was flirting with me, fam, and I had no idea. She was flirting with me. I had no idea. Fam. Anyway, any regard. So Pras is busy telling you he a federal informant. The government is saying he worked for China. Who do you believe? I'm just asking. Who do you believe? The government is saying he worked for China. He's saying he worked for the government. He's either a double agent, fam, or or they screwed him. What do you think happened? First of all, the dude that left with the cash screwed him. He was doing business with that guy, right? Anybody want to hear my theory? If you want to hear my theory, drop some frost in the chat. If you want to hear my theory, drop some frost in the chat. If you want to hear my theory, drop some frost in the chat. Matter of fact, no, forget the frost. Oh, no, drop frost. Drop all the frost. But if y'all want to hear my theory, we got to get to 24. We got to get to 30 likes. Because this is a really, really good theory. Really good. Anyway, y'all want to talk about something else for a little while? We could change the subject. This is a really good theory. Which phone? Come on, D Block. What kind of shit is that? I'm just getting that off the screen. You know what? You don't have to actually write a fraud. Forget the fraud. Just hit the like button, fam. Just hit the like button, fam. Forget the frauds. Just hit the like button, fam. Or the feds want the I'm 100% sure that the theory that I'm going to tell you is right. I'm sure it's right. It could still be wrong. I'm sure it's right, though. I'm 100% sure it's right. Sure. Like, sure. When I explain, if I get the opportunity to explain it, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm 100% sure I'm right. Remember, I pay attention to politics, both domestic and foreign. We just don't talk about it much. Don't forget that part. I pay attention to all of that, so y'all could just come here and find out what the fuck is going on. So you don't have to spend all day looking at shit like that. You feel me? This is where you come to get the information, so you don't have to spend 5-6 hours researching some shit. I'm giving you the information. I'm giving it to you in a, for the most part, a pretty easy to digest, easily digestible bites, and I'm giving you a lot of information sometimes, often. Nice digestible bites, understandable and easy to understand. If I get the opportunity to explain to you why I think he's in the trouble that he's in, and then I'm going to tell you how he's going to get out of the trouble. I'm going to tell you how he's going to get out of the trouble, because he's going to get out of this. He can get out of this. When I tell you what the issue is, you're going to agree he can get out of this. I'm 100% sure of it. I know what the issue is. Also, remember, I tell y'all what's going to happen in the future a lot. So, I'm pretty good at it. I said 30 likes. We had 13. I think some people took a couple away. Okay. We're gonna talk about something else. Matter of fact, we can still stay on the subject. I'm gonna work my way around it just so we can be clear. If I'm able to tell you my perspective, it's gonna hit. But I could talk around this kind. I could talk around it though. In any regard. So now they're offering to give him 22 years in prison, in jail. Personally, I think there's a way that he could get out of all of this, just so we can be clear. I think there's a way that he could get out of all of this. Absolutely 100% of everything that's happening here. I think that there's a way for him to get out of it, just so we can be clear. But something has to happen in the future. And it's possible. And he'll get right out of this like this. Boom. But if that doesn't happen, he's gonna be screwed, because his only opportunity is, he only has one opportunity, in my belief. Because okay, so me looking at why I think that this situation is happening, what you have to understand is basically the wrong team won. You understand? Like the wrong team won, fam. So you know how you was doing some shit for a person, a whole nother third party, right? And you're part of somebody else's movement. So you're doing something for somebody else. And part of what you're doing is hindering another individual. So the other individual get up. So now they coming for you because now you don't have the protection of whatever. Basically, that's kind of what I believe he's going through right now. Because if you're telling me that he was, look, a federal informant, that's what they called. He said he was a federal informant, and they're saying that he's in trouble for working with, being an agent of China. Just think about that for 2 seconds. I could just imagine what's going on in that courtroom. They not telling us everything because the only press that's down there is most likely the press that's owned. That's the only press that's down there, most likely, the press that's owned. So they're not telling us what's happening in the courtroom. They're not telling us about the shit that's not said on the record. Well, I'm not doing that neither, so that's neither here nor there. But they not, you can't, but I know what was said. So there's a certain way that I will be able to interpret other things. Yes, yes, I 100% okay. I want to tell y'all so bad. Shout out to the Art of D Glass. This is Good Morning Fam. Good morning, fam. Salute. He says, I think all this time, people not knowing he's an informant, and now he's out there, speaks volumes. They want him. Yeah, I agree. I 100% think that they want this dude. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. What a problematic. No, that's a fact. That's a 100% bona fide fact. If we ever get to 30 likes, I'm gonna say a thing. We have 15. We got 69 people in here, fam. I could get 15 more likes, can I? We got 70 people in here. We could get 15 more likes real quick, right? And I'm gonna say a thing. I'm gonna tell you why he's in trouble right now. When did this indictment? When did he initially get arrested? Let's go check that out. Hold on, wrong screen. Let's see when he initially got arrested, right? Appreciate you, Tim Collins. He didn't get it. Okay. I can't show y'all that because I didn't get to third. When we get to, I can't. I gotta get out of here. I didn't even know that was a thing. Now that I just looked and saw that something is a thing. I didn't even know something was a thing. Now I just looked and saw that something is a thing. Something he did, he might have with Rogue. I'm assuming you think Rogue. You don't think he went Vogue. You think he went Madonna on the Feds, fam? You think he started framing his face? Like, what do you think is going on over here, Rue? Don't nobody see them dots. Jones, you think he started framing his face? Like, what happened? Like, what do you think happened, fam? I'm just asking. Shout out to Rue Jones and shit. He thought he went Vogue on the Feds. 12 more likes, man. Hit that like button. Thought he went Vogue on the Feds. Yeah, like, what the hell, fam? He went mannequin style. You did not spell that right. I got you. Like, what in the hell, fact? I mean, what the hell, fam? I said fact. What the hell? Freaking 12 more likes. Hit the like button, fam. I got something for y'all. It's gonna be worth it. Watch. Freaking hold on. I got this much to say while we could just I'm gonna keep it on. I want to talk about a different aspect of this real quick. So You trying to tell me there's people like Pras that work for the government, and you don't think some of these other rappers work for the government? So Pras of the Fugees. Pras of the Fu. Now that changes the whole criteria when we think about how Lauryn Hill moved out the country. You typed it. So hold on. Are you trying to tell me Lauryn Hill? Everybody forget Lauryn Hill moved out the country. They came after her with the IRS after a while. So hold on. So you're trying to tell me more of these rappers that Pras is helping the government, but you don't think some of these other rappers is helping the government, fam? I'm not saying to treat them like y'all treat Tekashi and these niggas. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is, could y'all just please stop pretending? Like, can y'all stop pretending? Because y'all just pretending at this point, fam. It's like y'all all pretending. There's certain individuals that if they knew about y'all doing criminal activity and the police asked them, they have to tell them, fam. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to expose nobody. But there's certain people in the public eye that because of the relationship that they have with the government, if a government agency came up to them and asked them something, they got to tell them everything that they know about it. Everything. Kind of changes your perspective on some of the shit that you see, right? When you know more about how the actual behind the scenes of the law be working, you look at a lot of this shit differently, fam. Y'all busy getting mad at this rapper for taking the stand and that rapper for taking the stand, and yeah, they shouldn't have took the stand. I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm saying whoever shouldn't have did the crime. We gotta stop doing the crime. That's where the problem is actually at. Imagine being an advocate, not advocating for less crime, but advocating that people stop snitching on the people that's committing the crimes. Imagine then saying that you're an advocate for our people after also having those policies. Imagine. I say don't do the crime. You can't advocate that a witness don't help the fucking government solve a crime and say that you love our people. You can't advocate that a person don't help the government solve a crime that is against our people. You can't advocate for that and saying that you're advocating for our people. If you're just a street nigga and you're trying to get it, I get it. I get it 100%. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying I understand. But you can't be a person and say that you want the best for black people, but at the same time, You don't want anybody helping the police solve crimes against black people. You just can't, fam. That's my issue. That's my issue. Just so we can be clear. All right. So, all right. So, Pras admits he was an informant for the FBI. He's also facing now 22 years in prison, right? So, I just want to be clear about something whenever you're helping the government. There's crimes that you're going to have to commit in the process of helping the government. You know, once they decide that they don't F with you no more because there's a new administration or because policy has changed or maybe somebody came into power that didn't like you. You know, all those crimes that you committed in furtherance of whatever the thing is that they were asking you to do, you know, all of those are now become punishable damn near, as long as the statutes and limitations didn't run out. See, these are the things that people don't think about whenever you think about, should I help somebody or not? You see what the real problem of being a spy is, or whatever the hell he was? So don't do the crime. Don't put yourself in a situation where now you have to negotiate just how much deeper you want to go down the rabbit hole. I get it that most people don't get it and less care. But just so we could be clear, are you trying to tell me that he's the reason why the Fugees had to split? The Fugees had one album that I could remember called The Score. Lauryn Hill had an album after that. I think Pras had his own album, and I don't know what Wyclef is doing. He's always doing the most. How many albums did the Fugees have? I'm curious. I keep thinking they had one, The Score. They might have had two, right? Okay, so whatever the fuck this is, part of my language. So they had an album in '94 that I guess none of us listened to. Hold on, let me check this out. Yeah, I don't know any of this. I know zero of these things. Okay, so hold on. Let me see something else real quick. What's the name of that other thing? Um, is it Sister Act 2? Right here. That came out in '93. Okay, so I did hear a song. They did drop a video from that first album. Hold on. Was Lauryn Hill and Sister Act 1? No, right? She wasn't in Sister Act 1. So hold on. I'm sorry. This is how I do research sometimes. Yes, I think Nappy Heads, right? All right, my fault. All right, so they had the Blunted in Reality. I think I saw a music video of that actual of one of the songs that they had on that track. That's what I was on. So I think I actually had a music. I saw one of the music videos. I believe it was in black and white, and it was like at an abandoned building. What you have to understand is the 1980s was like abandoned buildings all over New York City in general, especially in places like Harlem and the Bronx. I can't tell you about Queens and Brooklyn because I wasn't out there at that time, but I was in Harlem and I was in the Bronx, abandoned buildings everywhere, fam. I promise you. I was in the Bronx specifically, obviously, but abandoned buildings everywhere, fam. So I say all that to say this. They were in, I believe it was them. I just believe it was them. And it was could have been around the 92, 93 time. It could have been. And it was a two dudes rapping, and it was a chick rapping. And I remember because I was like, dang, man, she's better than the dudes, fam. So, like, when you're a rapper, you growing up, I always wanted to date a chick that could rap also. Like, I always wanted to date a female that is into the stuff that I'm into. Like, so I could just go do the stuff that I like doing with the person that I like being with. You feel me? Anyway, in any regard. So, I believe that was her, fam. So anyway, so the score is the album that they blew up with, and that was where I guess Wyclef especially showed his ability to be able to engineer an album. Just so we could be clear, that was where Lauryn Hill just was able to absolutely take off as a lyricist. And, Pras was there too. So Lauryn Hill then has the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Are you trying to tell me the reason why the Fugees really broke up is because this nigga Pras was working with the government? Because remember, do y'all remember the Bone Thugs Harmony interview where I think Busy Bone says the light skin. Which one is the light skin? Oh man, there's like three of them. That's light skin, right? I think it's Busy Bone. Hold on. Yeah, that guy. So did y'all see the interview where Busy Bone says that some government agency came to him and told him that that if they made music a certain way, they'll make sure that their music hit everywhere, pop everywhere. They're gonna make a shitload of money. So who isn't to say that some government agency approached any rapper, like Pras himself, like the Fugees, and basically said that y'all guys got to help us with this or help us with that for whatever the reason is, especially after they already catch you effing up. Like, remember John Forte went to jail. So I say all that to say this. The fact that Obama pardoned him, oh man, if I say the thing I'm going to say, we might not get to 30 likes. We only had 18, so we're not going to get to 30 likes, most likely. So I'm not going to be able to tell y'all because I'm not going to tell y'all. If we can't get to 30 likes with 64 people in the room, then y'all don't want to know what I got to say on it. With that being said, Busy Bone, this guy. It was an interview. He had wowzers. So he had an interview. In that interview, the dude said, Joe, look, we was approached by a government agency. I'm not gonna say which agency he said it is. It is what it is. We don't even know if he's telling the truth. So he says he was approached by a government agency, and when he was approached by this agency, basically they told him that if he makes music a certain way, what they'll do is they'll make sure that basically the best way to put it is that they'll push the algorithm for him to their benefit, so they'll get rich. The interviews are still out there, fam. This isn't nothing anyone has to lie about, fam. I mean, you can say he didn't do it, and then you can just be lying, but yeah, this is not nothing to really lie about. If somebody is out there lying about this is the thing that happened. Yeah, this is the thing that happened. This is not anything to be lying about. You gotta say it's crazy. I feel like I have to say that stupid shit. In any regard. I want to tell y'all the thing, but I said I wouldn't. Is there anything y'all want to talk about out there before I continue? Anything y'all want to talk about out there before I continue? Okay. What else I got? Oh shoot. That's what I forgot to put up on the screen. Hold on one second. So a leader of the KKK passed away, y'all. Did I get it? Oh, and this is another thing. Forget the leader of the KKK thing right now. So check this out. Fam. Miles Cosgrove, hired by another police department after the shooting death of Breonna Taylor. Fam. You know what will make me feel more comfortable? Something that they said that they were working towards, which they have to get done, and that's a national database, which when any police officer is fired from one department, makes it so that he cannot go and then get rehired at another department. Fam. Bam. Some of these issues in which where we have are fixable. Not all of them. I'm not going to stand here and lie to you. But some of them are fixable. The reason in which why they're not fixed is because in order to get elected, guess who these officials need? I'm going to say this again. In order to get elected, guess who these officials need? You got it. They need, well, I was thinking unions, just so we could be clear. But if you was thinking police department, I was thinking unions. They need unions. You know, the police department is one union, especially if you want to be elected at a national level. You need a police department. You need the fire department. You need the teachers union. You need all of these unions in order to be able to, that's the fact that us as black people vote Democrat is probably the only reason why Democrats get elected. If us as black people decided to, the ones that don't vote, and the ones that do vote for what's in their best interest and not always just go and decide to vote Democrat, Democrats want me getting elected. I just seen a video the other day of a and this is not me picking on anybody. This is me just pointing something out. It had to deal with an election, so just bear with me. What up, Casino? So hold on, listen, pay attention. There was a transgender individual that said if they're going to a public woman's bathroom, this is a person that was born as a male, said that if they go into a public woman's bathroom and somebody tries to stop them, they're going to try to kill them. They're going to try to take their life. If anybody tries to stop this individual from going into a woman's stall, a woman's bathroom. I'm going to say two things. I'm going to say a couple of things, but the two things I want to lead off with is this. First, a man can't even help you, fam. If there's a transgender trying to fight and go into a woman's bathroom and they're fighting women, we can't help, fam. The way these laws are set up, somebody is going to say it's a hate crime when we're trying to stop the woman from getting beat up. We can't help, fam. I mean, I'm not going to be able to stand around and just watch a woman getting beat up, so I'm probably going to get in trouble. It's going to be pretty difficult. I'm getting in trouble, like many of us will. But the way the laws are set up, we can't help, right, fam? Now, why am I saying that this is a thing? When was this introduced, this idea? Hillary Clinton. Remember I told y'all the reason why I think Hillary Clinton didn't get elected is because this is something that she tried to bring into the bathrooms all throughout America. She wanted to start on the East Coast. I believe that this is one of the things that stole her election. We're living in the fact that this individual wants to fight any women and cause harm to any women that has a problem with this person that was born a male going to a woman's bathroom. I don't understand why other people don't think that there's an attack on women in America like I think. I think there's an attack on women, fam. That's just what I think. I think that there is an attack on women. Everybody is taking it like they're attacking, the male. Yeah, well, yeah, whatever. But I think that this is an attack on women, fam. There's just certain things that we should be okay with, right? So how can we say we want people to respect the way that we feel if we refuse to respect the way that people feel? I'm going to say this again. How can anyone say that they want any other person to respect the way that they feel when they refuse to respect the way that that person feels? Could I use myself as an example for a moment? I have people come into the chat and complain at the way that I talk to them. when the only reason why they come here is to argue with me. Like, imagine saying that you go into whoever the content creative page is. You're going to go to the page, but the only way that you want to comment is if you're saying something going against what the person that's talking is saying. But at the same time, you see everyone else doing the same thing, and then you accuse the person of being sensitive. Not just an individual who literally has to sit there and listen to criticism all day, every single day. Now imagine an individual thinking, I'm not going to respect the way somebody else feels because they don't respect the way I disrespect them. Now, this individual wants to go into a woman's bathroom knowing that he was not born a woman. So therefore, there will be people who feel a way about this. It has nothing to do with whether they think that you have the right to, feel the way that you feel or not. It just has something to do with the way in which they feel like they were raised. It has something to do with them personally, not you. Now imagine you wanting to beat some people up because they don't agree with what you want them to do, when at the same time you don't agree with their ability to feel that way. You know what the Lord hates? He hates hypocrites, fam. Let's say what the Lord's word for today is. He hates hypocrites, man. The Lord hates hypocrites. Just something to remember. 2 Corinthians verse 9, line 6. How many lines is this? We got 15. That's not long. 2 Corinthians verse 9. There is no need for me to write to you about the service to the Lord's people, for I know your eagerness to help, and I have been boasting about it to the Macedonians, telling them that since last year in Achaia were ready to give, and your enthusiasm has stirred most of them to action. But I am sending the brothers in order that our boasting about you in this matter should not prove hollow, but that you may be ready, as I said you would be. For if any Macedonians come with me and find you unprepared, we, not to say anything about you, would be ashamed of having been so confident. So I thought it necessary to urge the brothers to visit you in advance and finish the arrangements for the generous gift you had promised. Then it will be ready as a generous gift, not as a grudgingly giving. Generosity encourages. Remember this, however. Remember this. Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly. And whoever sows generously will also reap generously. Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion. For God loves a cheerful giver, and God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things, at all times, having all you need, you will abound in every good work, as it is written. They have freely scattered their gifts to the poor. Their righteousness endures forever. Now he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed and will enlarge the harvest of your righteousness. You will be enriched in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion. And through us, your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God. This service that you perform is not only supplying the needs of the Lord's people, but also overflowing in many expressions of thanks to God Because of the service by which you have proved yourself, others will praise God for the obedience that accompanies your confession of the gospel of Christ and for your generosity in sharing with them and with everyone else. And in their prayers for you, their hearts will go out to you because of the surpassing grace God has given you. Thanks be to God for his indescribable gift. Amen. Once again, I just read a random passage like we do. That's verse of the day. I just read a random passage, man. Um, um, this is the dude right here. Miles Cosgrove was a part of the unit that stormed Breonna Taylor's home, and I believe he was one of the individuals or the individual that actually fired the fatal shot. So we need a database, a national database, to prevent police officers like this from being able to acquire different jobs at different departments. The reason why this is so difficult in order to pass is because this is not something that the Republicans would look to want to pass. Republicans aren't necessarily fighting for police officers to be held accountable for their actions. So this is a fight that the Democrats have, just so we can be clear. Now I want to say something because I want you to have full understanding of the point that I'm trying to make. What the Democrats like doing is throwing up ideas, that things that they allegedly want to do. They'll have the ability to attempt to get the thing passed, but they won't. And the reason why they won't is, do you understand how many police officers would be against this? You know how hard it would be? Do you know how hard it would be for Democrats to be able to get elected once they did things like ostracize to the full totality of the police force in America? Police, teachers, these are unions that are very important. These are national unions that are extremely important. The only reasons why the teachers they might lose the Democrats now, by the way, the teachers might lose the Democrats next election. Pardon me, the Democrats might lose the teachers the next election. I look for that to happen. The reason I'm gonna explain. So right now, the teachers, the way that they're holding the teachers is because school shootings. So they're holding the teachers because the teachers are saying outlaw guns, outlaw guns, outlaw guns. That creates a different issue. I don't believe in outlawing guns. I don't believe in making it so that honest citizens can't buy firearms. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I wouldn't be surprised if World War III is fought on American soil, fam. I don't think y'all really paying attention to who America has really deemed as their enemies. And I think that it's not even a discussion that we can have because, social media isn't private. But if you really understand who America has deemed their enemies, you might also think that there's a good chance that we're going to be fighting our on American soil. And you're not going to be able to live in big cities, man. They're going to be overrun by gangs. You're not going to be able to live in big cities. We're going to have a zombie apocalypse without an actual virus infection, man. Because people are going to be so mentally sick. It sounds insane. It sounds crazy. I get it. But how many steps are we removed from that? How many steps are we removed from cities being totally overrun by gangs? How many steps are we removed, man? You're looking at a zombie apocalypse as people running around with a disease that is physical that we could see. I'm looking at a zombie apocalypse as people walking around and they don't have no God in their life. That's what I'm looking at it as. Just giant groups of people who have no God in their life. They've decided that they're going to own that piece of territory and own that piece of territory. Realistically, no city has enough police force to police every person if every person decides that they're going to just do what they want to do. No city has enough police force, man. Nobody. No city. I think I'm about to get ready to let y'all go. Anything else y'all want to talk about? This is bananas. Breonna Taylor, and he's getting another job, man. He's getting another job. That's bananas. I don't know what to tell you. I want to add the guy that runs the KKK. Apparently, he died also. Apparently, he's dead. Thomas Robb, leader of the KKK, dies at 77. Apparently, he's dead. I don't know if this is the actual way he looked, because I saw some other pictures, like him in jail or some shit. So I don't know if that's actually the way he looks or not, because I saw some pictures of him in jail, and it looked like he was emaciated. Looked like he wasn't eating well. People always think when you lose weight, it's because you're on drugs. Like, my dude, like, you might not be eating well. You might not. Your body might not be getting the type of nutrients it needs. What the fuck, go to a commercial break real quick, then we come back and we'll see if there's anything that y'all want to discuss.
My mama always told me I could be whatever I wanted, so I became a problem.
All right, I thought that was just gonna end, and it was like a whole bunch of extra minutes of go to the BBN shop. By the way, I promise you, we got stuff that you like. I gotta make some coupon codes for some chicks today. I'm gonna make some coupon codes for some chicks today and send them out to them to see what happened. With that being said, everybody, have a beautiful day. Is there anything that y'all want to discuss before we leave? Shout out to this guy, not a real shout out, obviously. This guy is a leader of. I wonder how it feels. Like, I'm gonna say something real quick, right? So, I'm pretty sure that this happens, and I'm pretty sure that this happens to a lot of people, right? Because at the moment of us passing away, you know how you keep hearing about people talking about my whole life flashed before my eyes and all type of stuff like that, right? So at the moment of us passing away, I wouldn't be surprised if people start feeling the regret. Like the Lord makes sure that he touches your heart in such a way that you either feel the regret from the things that you did that you wasn't supposed to do, or you feel the love because you were doing the things that you were supposed to do. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm curious about that. And I think that that's what people be talking about when they be like, yo, my life flashed before my eyes. They would just hit with all of the regret and or all of the adulation and love that the movie probably at one moment. It's just too much for the brain to comprehend. So what you see it as is memories, or what you envision it as is you remembered a lot of things like this. Just something to think about. Go out there and try to do good in the world, fam. Yo, I'm gonna tell you the funniest thing in the world. I come up here every day and try to tell people to be good towards other people. You still think I'm lying? You still think it's fake? You still think it's fake? You still think it's fake? I say that there's this thing where psychiatrists will tell you that people can't really like lie for more than like 30 days straight. Like they can't keep up a lie like that. It's just be too much on you psychologically or whatever the case may be. So I've been this way that I am right now since I entered the internet forever. And you still like, so that's why I look at shit and I'm like, niggas is weird, fam. Like, so you just choose to believe the negative thing about a person. Think about that the next time you decide to just believe the negative thing about a person. I had some girl come up to me the other day and she was talking about hard drugs, my nigga. I was like, what the fuck, fam? Like, I'm over here could only take like a pull or two off of a fucking small ass skinny. And you over here talking about hard drugs, fam. How? Like, I don't get it. I'm not against nobody. I say that shit, that's between you and your journey with the Lord. They about the for everybody that don't know, they're actually in negotiations to start like make it something about like mushrooms and hallucinogenics or some shit. It's like they about to start doing some shit with hallucinogens or some shit. I don't know. They say it fights depression. I don't know. It's like this idea. In any regard, so I don't know enough about those type of drugs, is all I'm saying. So it's just not conversation I'd want to have. I'm pretty sure I got probably got good friends that use all types of different damn drugs that I don't know about because they're my friends, so they don't do it in my fucking face. Shout out to those motherfuckers. With that being said, I love y'all. Go do some shit. Go do something in the world worth doing, fam. Just, I don't know what it is. You'll know what it is. It'll propose itself to you and you'll have the opportunity. Go do something in the world worth doing. That part. Appreciate you. Salute. Enjoy your day. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. That's all I got in this one.